Mike Callan here. Want to make a quick video. Took a quick run this afternoon and was thinking about a conversation we had with a couple of our lawn care business friends and clients about the size of their business didn't allow for them to actually create room for advancement when they were hiring and when they actually onboarded and hired employees. Employees were looking for more of a career. They'd done one hell of a job going in and finding A players that wanted a career, not just a seasonal job. But the issue that they're facing is a lot of these A players are investing a lot of time, a lot of money going out recruiting and onboarding them. And got lucky enough to actually get them on the team. But once they got on the team, they realized there really was no room for advancement, which actually wasn't the case. So what I'm going to suggest right off the bat in your hiring process, no matter the size of your business, you can have room for advancement. So I'm going to take the very basic example of a lawn mowing crew technician and crew leader. Imagine we have a 2-person crew. Doesn't really matter the size, but I want to use and how we can lay this into play. So if we're hiring for a lawn care technician, we may have some clear defined levels of the technician: a technician in training, a regular technician, and then an advanced technician. So you've actually got 3 different levels of a technician. Technically, they're doing the same job, but as their pay goes up and their skill level goes up, we can actually have basically micro levels of that same position. So now we can go in and actually show 3 levels of progression in a technician with different skill sets. And then that advanced technician is actually starting to take some responsibility in training to become a crew leader. What we did at my company, Callahan's Lawn Care, is we had a crew leader, a head crew leader, and then above that, we basically had an advanced crew leader that basically was training to either become a manager for quality control and training or actually become an estimator. So my suggestion today, no matter the size of your business, especially in today's labor market, we need to go out and create different levels of advancement within the same position. So even if you're only having 2 or 3 employees in your team, the technician example is a great example. Technician in training, regular technician, advanced technician. And we're not just going to drive them into each position based on seniority or tenure, how long they're with the company. We need clearly defined skill set and things they need to be able to achieve to get to each level. And I'm also going to recommend, especially with the labor market right now, certification. It doesn't have to be something really crazy, but certification that they have actually passed either a physical or written test or both based on each level. Now, what this is going to do is help you standardize your operating procedures, your SOPs for onboarding and training and quality control. Once we can go in and create 2 to 3 sub micro levels of each position, now when we go out to recruit and actually retain those employees, we have room for advancement. And obviously we want our employees to continue to advance within the organization. Eventually, if you're doing a job right, they're probably going to advance past your organization somewhere, depending on the size of it. But wouldn't it be nice, instead of keeping on to a crew leader or technician for half or full season, 2 to 3 seasons? And that learning curve and then the ability to advance through those. So those need to be clearly defined with no motion, based on KPIs, key performance indicators. And I'm suggesting a physical, if it's in the field, with possibly a written test and certification. So not just everybody can go from technician in training to technician to advanced technician. It's the people that are putting in the time and the work and understand those levels. And this is going to require you to frame out some onboarding and really create a standardized process. But in today's labor market, that's going to be the key to success, no matter the size of your business. Micro positions within the position: crew leader, head crew leader, and then advanced crew leader going into training for management or sales. But wouldn't it be really cool to have a technician that's been trained through 3 different levels that understands everything by the time they become a crew leader? And if you imagine a crew leader now getting to the top of their level, ready to get out of the truck and understanding what it takes to be a technician, a certified advanced crew leader, and a head crew leader, and then eventually having them go into marketing, sales. So they understand all the pain points and the things that need to be done, or going into quality control training because they've actually done it and lived it. But when we do advance into training, I also recommend that the training is also going to have micro levels in it, because not everybody who can do the job correctly can be a good trainer. So that's a certain skill set we need to look for and set some expectations. And you kind of use the analogy too. So don't just throw somebody out there to watch somebody model it for 2 weeks. So it's kind of like, if you've got a kid going out to learn how to drive, I mean, it would be the equivalent of having them sit in the passenger seat and watch you drive for 2 weeks, and then saying, "Okay, cool, take the wheel. You're ready to go take your driver's test." That's not going to happen. You're going to set them up for failure. So you've invested so much time and money on the onboarding and the screening and interviewing. Make sure that the onboarding and training is specific and relevant and very clean cut. First impression is the only impression. But if you take the idea of that base technician, we're not just going and say, here's how to start the weed whacker, go out and use it. We've got different levels of training. So weed whacking, blowing, mowing, possibly driving the truck and trailer, backing it up. Certain things we need to be able to check the check boxes to go to the next level. Doesn't matter how long you've been with the business. So if we have somebody who hasn't met those criteria, they don't get it. And the cool thing is not everybody has to pass these different levels of micro commitments from uh, crew leader in training to crew leader to advanced crew leader or technician. So it's good if some people don't hit that because they understand it has to be done. So micro levels in there. If you're starting out in lawn care, home cleaning, I'm going to recommend technician is going to be technician in training, regular technician, advanced technician, and then your crew leader is going to be your crew leader, head crew leader, and advanced crew leader. And that crew leader is now training for that next position. And you need to set some expectations of the timeline that they may be in these positions. They are not set in stone, but it could be from 6 to 12 months, 2 to 3 months. But that's just a benchmark. We need to be transparent about that up front because the worst thing you could do is say, hey, you're going to join us, and as soon as possible, we're going to blast you off to this next position because it may not happen. A, they may not have set the qualifications to advance through the micro positions, and B, we may just not have a spot for them yet in the company. So we need to set that up front. So comments or questions, drop below. I want to say what's up to Aaron. Hopefully you've got some micro positions in your business and creating room for growth for those people to scale without a glass ceiling within the position and then a clear path to the next position. Callahan's Corner, you ask the questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook.